here. I am on my way back to the Bell County Justice Center for the resumption of the Carmen de Cruz trial and the killing of Michael Dean, and some news out of the Fifth Circuit I wanted to share really quick and kind of let everybody know what that means. Essentially, what the Fifth Circuit has done is said that these these extreme risk protection orders or domestic violence restraining orders, whatever you want to call them, are unconstitutional. Now, the case in the Fifth Circuit, which I've listed the case below in the description, is specific only to the federal law on domestic violence restraining orders, so DVROs. And so it does not necessarily, although I'm sure it will eventually, apply to any state type laws that are similar. So what's being challenged is the constitutionality of 18 U.S. Code Section 922G8. What 922G8 says is that it shall be unlawful for a person who is subject to a court order that was issued after a hearing. So that's supposed to give due process. And the person that had the opportunity to participate is restrained. The court order restrains that person from things like harassing, stalking, threatening an intimate partner, etc. So essentially, it's the domestic violence restraining order, and the court, the Fifth Circuit has said, here's the order. I'm going to read this. It starts out, the question presented in this case is not whether the prohibiting of possession of firearms by someone subject to a domestic violence restraining order is a laudable policy goal. So they're not answering that question, whether that's a good idea or not. The question that the Fifth Circuit is holding is whether that statute that I just read that deals with domestic violence restraining orders, a specific statute that does so, whether that is constitutional under the Second Amendment. And what the court found is that in light of the Bruin case, quote, it is not. So it fails to pass constitutional muster. Now, what happened was the appellant Zackey Rahimi, he actually levied a facial challenge to 922G8, and the district court and another panel of the Fifth Circuit actually upheld that statute, but they applied a pre-Bruin standard or precedent to that. And so Rahimi filed another petition for an en banc hearing, in other words, with the full circuit, when the petition was pending. And the Supreme Court, while the petition was pending, that's when Bruin was decided. So the prior panel that had ruled the constitutionality of the statute rescinded that opinion and then requested supplemental briefings from both sides, asking what the impact of Bruin would have on their decision. And so they considered, the Fifth Circuit considered the issue anew and concluded that 922, quote, fails to pass constitutional muster, and Rahimi's conviction was reversed. So 922G8, we're starting to slowly, thanks to the Bruin case, attack these unconstitutional federal laws bit by bit by bit. I think it's time to challenge the entire NFA and the Gun Control Act itself under the Bruin standard, especially in light of what they're doing with these pistol braces, and they're going to get dismantled. But as of right now, if, by the way, if you have been convicted of a 922G8 crime, in other words, you've got a domestic violence restraining order against you, or you had one, and were convicted of having a firearm on you based on that restriction, you have a very good chance of getting that vacated and having it expunged from your record. So it's good news because it gets rid of a an unconstitutional gun law. And quite frankly, you know, if somebody is too dangerous to be in society, to the point where the federal government has to disarm them, then they shouldn't be in society if they're really that dangerous. And second thing is that victims or potential victims should arm themselves in self-defense. If they're worried about their significant other, they should arm themselves in self-defense. So that's all. This is just a really quick video because I wanted to make sure that everybody knew, and it looks like everybody's just kind of saying hi. So hi, everybody. Wanted to let you know the decision only applies to 922G8 of the 18 United States Code. So if you're looking for a lot of gun laws, you can go to section 922. That's where they all come from. Most of them, 921, 922. And part of it's gone now. Part of it's gone. So you guys take care, be safe, and be free. And we'll hopefully keep chipping away at this nonsense. Talk to you later.